Alright, what's up? So, we're gonna be talking about the best build in Spike for every single position because I've been getting a lot of comments on which build is best and what do I go and what weapons are good. Yeah, okay. So, I'm gonna cover every single position except pin server because that's not really a position. If you want, I can give you a build in the comments, just ask me. But for now, I'll be covering the main positions, which are outside, opposite, setter, and libero. Okay. So I'll just be covering those and middle blocker. Sorry, I don't know if I mentioned middle, but yeah, middle. So yeah, okay, let's get started. So first things first, we're gonna take a look at outside. So the height you want to go for with outside is 6'6" to 6'10". All right, and there can be three playstyles as an outside. So outside is a left wing spiker, which usually stands all the way here. So over here, and you can go 6'6" to 6'10". Because you want to be able to block, be able to spike high, and you want to be able to receive a little bit as well. Not as much as you need to, like not as much as middles or oppos. I mean, no, not as much as oppos. Middles don't receive whatsoever, but not as much as opposites have to. So you can go taller height than opposites, right? So I'm gonna be dividing these into three builds. Okay, there's gonna be an aggressive build, there's gonna be a balanced build, and there's gonna be a defensive build for every position. Okay, so the aggressive build for outside that I suggest is powerful and block breaker because your serves are absolutely lethal and block breaker is just a really good weapon in general where you can get through blocks even if there's three-man blocks, and I think it's just a good weapon in general, although both of them are pretty hard to get. I'd say if you want to go for a build, I'd suggest to go for that if you like having an aggressive playstyle. For a balanced one, I'd say boom jump and powerful, because with boom jump powerful you can do really good serves, and you can block well with boom jump because it's a passive rather than just activating it now, so you won't need to activate it. And powerful is also a passive, so you won't have to worry about weapons whatsoever. You'll just be like really well rounded. Powerful is a good spiking weapon too, and it's pretty fucking broken, I'd say. Alright, so the next one is defensive, the defensive outside build, which is again anywhere between 6'6" to 6'10". All of this has the same height, it's just up to you. The next one is iron wall and boom jump. So I'm suggesting iron wall because it increases your block hitbox by 20% and it's a passive, and when you're blocking it just gives you more hitbox. That's good because, well, it allows your team to have an easier time with your blocks. So you'll just be blocking straights and they can take crosses, or you can block crosses and they can take straights, you know, and you're pretty tall so you can block pretty well as well. And I'm going boom jump because you can serve well and you can also block high and you can spike above this blockers too. So I think that's the most defensive outside build you'll get. Now, to go on to the middle blockers. So the height I suggest for middle blockers is 6'8" to 6'11". And I don't suggest 7 foot because you don't really get much benefit out of 7 foot, except a little bit of power buff. And it's really, really slow. With middle blockers, you have to move a good amount. And if you do decide to go 6'11", or like a really tall height, like 7 foot, I heavily suggest quick step because it helps with blocking a lot. But anyways. Alright, so 6'8" to 6'11", okay? Now, the aggressive middle build is full approach and quick step because it has zero, like, skills. I guess there's no weapon that you're relying on, okay? So, full approach will allow you to do good read blocking. So, full approach, if you don't know what it does, it makes you not have to charge your jump whatsoever. So, you see how I'm charging my jump here? You don't have to do that at all to get a max jump. You just tap and you get a max jump, right? Just tap and you get a max jump. So, if you go quick step and full approach and you have good reaction time, then as a middle blocker you'll be easily able to block all the fucking sets. It's crazy, I've seen it in game. Your next one is your balance build, which is immovable in full approach. Again, full approach I covered why. You can also hit really good delay sets or open sets with full approach because it's very unexpected. And immovable is just a weapon that allows you to block and kill block, which is good for a balance build as it, you know, scares people and can give you free points. So yeah, that's your balance build, and you can full approach will help you score points, and immovable will help you block and score more points. So yeah, your defensive build that you want to go for is soft touch and iron wall. Okay, now I'm suggesting soft touch rather than immovable because soft touch makes everything really easy to get. It just makes everything a one touch block. Okay, and iron wall increases your hitbox in the air. So both of these are passives, So this will apply a lot of pressure on on the enemy spikers because you'll always be able to touch the ball at least once, and that just makes it an automatic one-touch block. And that's really, really good because it allows you to continue rallies and potentially score a point. So yeah. Now, next thing I want to cover is opposite. So opposite is your opposite hitter, opposite to the setter, and to the right side over here. So you can hit from the back row and the front row. And the heights I suggest are 5'9" to 6'5", okay? I'm suggesting a shorter height because you have to receive a lot as well with the opposite because you play back row and front row. So yeah. Your aggressive build for opposite will be boom jump ricochet. And all these builds have boom jump for opposite because you need to jump from behind the line as well. So you definitely need the boom jump boost to be able to hit good spikes and aim it properly. You see I'm 5'9", on my this account right now. And I'm already doing a line fall. Whereas if I completely do it, I can't dunk it or I can't cut it properly, right? But with boom jump, they'll give you a little more airtime to the point where you can actually put it straight down. So yeah. So I also suggest ricochet because when you're in the front row, you're so close to the antenna, and you're just so close to the blockers that you can just easily wipe them like this. Like you can just aim here, or you can even aim here, right? And I think wiping as an opposite is just easier to do, because it's unexpected, and like, I don't know how to explain it, but the slower timing the blockers have, the easier it is for you to wipe. So that's why, you know, a lot of people use wipes when they're playing Oppo, and Ricochet just makes your wipes better. And both of those weapons are passive, so yeah. Now your balanced one it's a bit confusing with the balanced one, whereas I suggest Boom Jump and Safeguard if you're really gonna do it, but I don't recommend it. I wouldn't run it as an opposite, but if you really want to be a overall balanced build as an opposite, I suggest being a complete aggressive opposite, because that's the whole point of having three attackers in the front row, is being really aggressive. So with Safeguard, all it does is just increase your receive hitbox, and that allows you to receive, well, more serves and cover better. And then you have Boom Jump again, alright? Now your defensive build is Boom Jump and Quick Step. So Quick Step will allow you to cover more ground, and just as you receive, you'll be able to spike instantly because you have Quick Step. And especially if you're in the front row, you'll be able to hit quicks really well. There's not much to explain about Quick Step and Boom Jump, it's just, you know, it's good mobility, that's all. Now, almost the end of the video, we have setter. So I'm a setter, and I suggest 6 foot to 6'7". I'm currently using, I think, 6'4" on this account right now. I suggest that because you don't have to receive much at all. But the one downside of going a really tall height is that you won't be able to get really bad wrecks. Let's say there's a receive that goes over here, right? You won't be able to run from here till here in time and then give a good set unless you're like an average height, like a medium height. Whereas when you're like 7 foot or 6'7", let's say, you're really, really slow. I'm using 6'4", it's like right in between. So anyways, aggressive playstyle for setter, I suggest minus tempo and perfect toss or conductor. So perfect toss and conductor can be changed and switched around because they do two different things, but fundamentally they're the same. They just make your sets better. So I have perfect toss right now, so this icon on the left side over here is perfect toss, and this one is not a passive. So this one has a cooldown, and it increases your hitbox of your set by 20%. And that allows for spikers to hit the ball over the net, allows them to dunk, and allows them to hit further balls. So they can hit it from all the way here, okay? So if your set's a bit rough, then they can hit it. Alright, and I have minus tempo right now. I'm trying to get conductor though. But minus tempo because, well, it's minus tempo, it's aggressive, it's good mix-ups, and it's better for an aggressive playstyle because it's just based on scoring points forcefully, right? So perfect toss and conductor can be changed. Conductor just increases the power of your set. I mean, power of the spike that you set to them. So, and it's a passive and it has no cooldown. That's why I'm saying it's interchangeable. But you could also use perfect toss and conductor. That's all up to you. Alright. But I suggest minus tempo and perfect toss or conductor. For balanced, again, conductor or perfect toss, up to you, completely up to you. And float. So I suggest float because setters usually can't score points, and the only time that you do get to score points is by a serve. So I personally enjoy serving a lot as a setter. That's why I suggest float. Because floats are really, really good, and you're running a mediocre height. You're running like a medium height, right? So when you do that, your floats are very hard to read. So it could either go straight, or it could go very, very much to the side, and float just makes that even more unpredictable. So if you learn how to do floats properly and use the float serve weapon, it's really, really good. But that's just a balanced one. And for your defensive build, I suggest Conductor Perfect Toss and Iron Wall or Soft Touch. So these are both blocking weapons, and it just makes it easier for your Libero to cover you. That's really all when you're blocking. And whenever you're in the back row, you can't use it much. So I don't really suggest going a defensive build as a setter, but if you really want to, go for it. If you want to be Dateko, then sure, you can go blocking as a setter. Go 6-7, Iron Wall, and Conductor, maybe. Okay, last position is Libero. Now, Libero does not have anything in this game. It's so sad, but this is your best build, no matter what. 5-foot Safeguard Guardian. Okay, that's your best build. And if you really wanted, you could go Quick Step, but you're already so fast as a 5-foot, or like such a short height, that you don't really need Quick Step. Alright, Libero is completely skill-based. There's no weapon carry whatsoever. Unlike other positions such as outside, maybe with Block Breaker or Setter as a minus tempo, there's no weapon carry at all with Libero. It's complete skill, and that's why I think a lot of people like Libero. So you want to go for 5-foot as a minimum and 5-5 as a maximum. I don't suggest going any higher than that because it's not good. It's slow and your receive hitbox is way lower. And Safeguard increases your receive hitbox. Guardian increases your dive hitbox. They're both passive, so you don't have to worry about your weapon activation at all. And I just think it's the best lib out there. It's a best lib build. It was the best lib build back in testing as well, so nothing's changed. They removed Perfect Receive from the game, which isn't much of a difference because Perfect Receive was not really used at all. So yeah, that's really all for the builds. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, just let me know. Join the Discord in the description below. Make sure you subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed yet again. And I will see you in the next one.